GZ Sports. Tune in for the offline tour. Like and subscribe some more. With Jackson, Brian and Ram, the Savage, me talk about GZ Sports. Tune in for the offline tour. Like and subscribe some more. With Jackson, Brian and Ram, the Savage, me talk about GZ Sports.
Hey, and again, welcome to another episode of GZ Sports. Randy Savage and Jackson Bryan here again. Vamos, man. Before we start, guys, you can always follow us. I'm doing this at the start this time. Follow us on Twitter, GZ_Sports22, and on YouTube, GZ Sports Official, and same page on IG. Well, we could start with United drawing with Palace. We could start with the demise of Everton and Liverpool. The whole Merseyside is going down. But we're going to start with a team who signed 5 people in 1 week, Chelsea. And I'm still not awake since that game this morning.
The game this morning, right? I'm going to say this. Chelsea deserved to win that match, straight up. The result was not fair given the balance of play. But I strongly believe that the reason for that result was the lack of proper decision making in the final third by the Chelsea players. They were good in defense, they were quite solid in the midfield, getting a lot of 50-50s, doing really well in that department, but when they came up front, they just didn't know what to do. It's almost as if they had too much time or too much room to decide. Havertz opened the score in the first 3 minutes, and that I thought it was going to be a very end-to-end sort of match, a very high-scoring match, but no, it didn't. It just got stale after that. And I have to give credit to Graham Potter. I know a lot of people will be saying, "Oh, it wasn't a win," but the energy that this Chelsea team came up with today, they do not look like a team that is sitting in 10th place. They look like they're fighting for Champions League football, and that's really good from them. But that match was quite boring, but it's good signs for Chelsea fans.
Yeah, and I mean, I still don't get some of the decisions. You know, Havertz as number 9. We were talking about it before we came live. You got David Fofana, who you spent money on. You got Aubameyang. You just brought in Mudryk. Alright, he's not a number 9, but he is a forward player who can play up there. You've got Chukwuemeka from the summer, and you keep playing Havertz. It's just a decision I think will begin to hurt Chelsea. I mean, it's already started, but they're not getting enough goals, and the number 9 is not playing like an old-fashioned number 9. How soon will, I mean, they got Joe Felix, but you know, he's got that red card he's serving. How soon will Chelsea take before Todd Bowley decides, alright, I'm going to get Mbappe, I need a striker?
That's it's highly unlikely, but considering that Bowley typically gets his transfer from the Twitter space, I don't know if y'all have seen that, but it seems that he gets most of his transfers from Twitter.
Yeah.
I say if Arsenal are linked with Mbappe, he gets him by tomorrow. They're linked with him this morning. He is buying Mbappe for 277 million tomorrow. I don't care, but Chelsea have a dire situation on that. I'm not sure that financial fair play would allow them to get Mbappe and to cover all of these big players' wages. As you see, they've been poor in the transfer window. You may be wondering what I'm saying. Come on, look at the prices of some of these players. It's absolutely absurd. That sport business are frustrating for me, but Chelsea have a dire poor situation, and not in the sense that they don't have options, in the sense that they can't decide who to use. And when they do finally settle on a player to use, that player, well, all the pressure is on them. We've seen it today, as you said, Havertz playing number 9. And in the final third, in the Liverpool box, there were multiple occasions where he could have shot. But it seems that he just doesn't have enough confidence. He has no belief. So he passes the ball out wide, and the chance is missed. He gets one, running on Alisson. Instead of trying to shoot, he's cutting it back. It doesn't make sense. I don't get what it is. I get it. You're not confident in yourself, and confidence plays a big role, but Chelsea feels they need to build confidence, build squad morale.
Yeah.
A confident striker up front. We've seen what Aubameyang can do already, but he's just not firing. There's just not getting the opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, confidence is built with wins, and everyone thought that, you know, Chelsea can't lose to Fulham, and they ended up losing to Fulham. And number 9, I mean, Chukwuemeka left Aston Villa for the sole purpose of, I'm good enough to be a starting number 9 in the Premier League. Chelsea spent the money. They're not playing him. They got Aubameyang, as you rightly said. They went to Barca, all guns blazing, to get him. Now they want to get rid of him. They got João Felix. He decided, I'm not playing anymore. Red card, 3 games off. Chelsea, their business is not done, as we've seen. They signed Noni Madueke. That's their final signing so far. I still think they're going to go for more. Juventus are in problems, so I think they're going for Vlahovic right now. And bear in mind, you know, Chelsea are really avoiding financial fair play when they sign everybody to an 8-year contract and pay the money over 8 years. Technically, they won't feel financial fair play probably until 4, 5, maybe 6 years in the future. But right as I'm watching the Everton game right now, they're on 2-0. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Mikel Antonio, Danny Ings. Would one of those be a good number 9 option for Chelsea? I know Ings just moved, so he's probably out of it. But any of the other 2, or even Scamacca.
Can you say that again? You're breaking up for a short while.
Yeah, so I'm saying, while watching the Everton game, I see Calvert-Lewin, I see Mikel Antonio, and I know that West Ham also have Scamacca. Everton have Neil Maupay. Would any of them be a good signing as a number 9, temporarily even, for Chelsea? Self.
Yeah, alright. I got most of what you're saying, I think. You're asking me what striker would be most suited for Chelsea out of the 3, right?
Yeah, if any of them would suit them at all.
If we're doing that, if we're going on that basis, I'd say I'd probably go with Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Not just because of the fact that we've seen what he can do about a season or 2 ago when he was top goal scorer for a majority of the season, until Everton just got that disastrous run of form. But it's just the fact that Scamacca, I don't see Scamacca being the type of number 9 that Chelsea needs. Scamacca is a very tall fellow. He's one that's built for balls in the box. Chelsea mainly play they play out wide somewhat, but mostly through the centre, and it's kind of, I don't think he'd be a good fit. So out of all of them, the most versatile one out of all of them is Dominic Calvert-Lewin. Not just the fact that he would be cheap, considering that Everton may fully well get relegated this season, but he's also a proven Premier League striker with a good repertoire under his belt. The only reason why I wouldn't go for Mikel Antonio is simply because of his age. You want someone that's younger, you want someone that has much more years in the boot that he does not, clearly. So I'd say Dominic Calvert-Lewin. What do you think about my assessment here? Because I haven't seen enough of Scamacca to really critique him. I've seen enough of the 2 though. But honestly, I don't see Scamacca being a good fit for Chelsea. I think he'd just be another expensive signing for no reason.
Well, you know, I was expecting the Jamaican bias than you say Mikel Antonio. But I mean, sure, Calvert-Lewin out of the options would be the most suited. There's no way Everton would loan him, as he said. He might be cheap, but right now you're gonna have to pay a good amount of money for him. Everton have signed Danjuma though, so maybe that can help turn their fortunes around. Chelsea, I have no idea. They sign a striker, he gets sent off. You know, it's just prime Chelsea, you know. Prime Chelsea. But let's move from London to Merseyside. Liverpool, the other contestants in that game, in a shocking 0-0 draw. It was usually you have enticing 0-0 draws when 2 big teams play, but my God, this was awful. Liverpool had to play Bashashich in the midfield, Harvey Elliott on the left wing. They play Cody Gakpo up front, who really does not look like the same player I saw for PSG last season or for the Dutch in the World Cup. First, before you speak about the demise of Liverpool and Klopp's seven-season syndrome, thoughts on Gakpo since he's been at Liverpool? Was he always destined to be like this?
I have no idea. I believe that this move was just the wrong move at the wrong time. The player has quality, don't get me wrong, but the price tag doesn't fit the player at this moment in time. Cody Gakpo seems out of confidence. He seems out of the loop of things. Today he got a really good opportunity as well when the ball came across the face of goal and he just lashed at it and sent it over. It was a really good opportunity. Most Premier League strikers, I think, would at least hit the target there. But I think it's just a lack of confidence, a lack of faith in his own abilities. Because he is a good player. Liverpool didn't play good at all today. They were sloppy. The best player on the pitch for Liverpool was actually, in my personal opinion, was Harvey Elliott. And that's crazy to say because I don't really highly rate Harvey Elliott. I think he's overrated. But today, he did really well, in my opinion. He was the best player for Liverpool on the pitch. But aside from that, Cody Gakpo was on the poorer end of the spectrum. He was one of the poorest players on the pitch. He wasn't finding himself in the right positions. He wasn't doing enough going forward. Hell, he didn't get any goals or assists as clear evidence to scoreline. And he just seems out of it. He seems like a sheep lost in a wolf pack. You get me? I think his fortunes will eventually turn around. But right now it's looking very bad. It's a very poor situation to be in as a young and upcoming player.
Yeah, and to be honest, I thought he would have been better. I mean, when you look at his stats before he joined Liverpool for PSV, he had more goals than Erling Haaland. He had more assists than anybody in Europe's top 5 leagues. He had the most goal involvements in all of Europe. And joining Liverpool, you're saying, okay, he's gonna only get better on the Klopp, and he's not got better at all. I mean, kudos to Van Dijk for bringing him over. I mean, Liverpool have done horrible business throughout the summer and now because they haven't bought someone who they actually wanted. They heard that someone else wanted Nunez, they went and bought him. They heard that United wanted Gakpo, they went and bought him. Ramsey was supposed to go to, I think he was on his way to Celtic, they went and bought him. They've just taken the Todd Bowley approach and it's backfired heavily. It's Klopp's 7th season there, and at Mainz, at Dortmund, in his 7th season. We know what happens, he usually gets sacked. And normally there's one person who takes over from him, a man by the name of Tommy Tuchel. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's won the Champions League before. The question is for this. Will Klopp, it is his 7th season, he normally gets sacked. Will Liverpool stick with him throughout next season? I know that he may see the end of this one. Will they stick with him throughout the next season? And if not, how soon will Tuchel be holding up that Liverpool shirt? He always takes his jobs.
He loves problems, that's what he do.
He always takes his jobs.
But if we're going to be it on the basis, say for instance Liverpool turn their fortune around, they finish top 7, they get a place in Europe, Liverpool will stick to him. But if he replicates that very same performance next year, but not challenge for Champions League football, not challenge for maybe even the top 4, he will get the sack, right? And that's on the basis that he does even finish in the top in the top 4 this year. That's on the basis that he does finish Champions League position or perhaps even Europa League position. If he can't replicate the fortunes of the season prior next season, and I don't mean like the end of next season, I mean early on in the season, then I feel that he will get his marching orders by December if it's this poor. If the start has been as poor as it was last year, then he will get the sack in December of this year.